Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Hello, Subodh. I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm really fine, ma'am. Well, thank you
Okay.
so much for giving me your valuable time for this interview, ma'am.
I share the.
Yeah. So, ma'am, let's move into this interview session. So, before going to that, I would like you to introduce yourself and just give us some insights of your college.
Okay. Okay. So I am Dr. Manju Chopra. So I am the Dean of Pune Business School. And first, I would like to introduce Pune Business School, and then probably I'll like to talk for 1-2 sentences about myself. Pune Business School comes under the aegis of Pimpri Chinchwad Educational Trust, which has a legacy of more than 35 years. It's very famous. It has set up very famous verticals of education like PCCOE, which is scaling new heights when it comes to the engineering vertical. It is venturing into architecture. It is into management education. It is into schooling. So the trust basically is from nursery to PhD education. And Pune Business School is the PGDM vertical of the trust. And the PGDM program of ours is 2 years full-time AICTE approved program. And we are doing very well.
Okay. Well.
And about me, I have close to 20 years of experience across various sectors of the defense forces. Then I've served into corporate, into the finance vertical. Then I have pursued my PhD into finance. I'm basically a finance lady, and I'm pursuing my postdoctorate into ESG research. That's my latest area of improvement.
Yeah.
And I just love being with students, and my passion lies into academics, and that's where I have landed myself.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much for a brief introduction of yourself and the college as well. So, ma'am, let's move into the interview. So, my first question is regarding the being the dean of the institute, of this prestigious institute, actually. Kindly tell us about your experience in education industry and what makes it the best industry to work in.
Okay. Subodh, I have worked across many sectors. So take it corporate. I've spent a few years of mine into banking, investment banking. And into various domains also. And I also served into the forces where again there is a different challenge. And then I really find, and then now I'm into education. So education as a field is a very enterprising field. And it's a very enterprising sector. And when we say education is actually the place where future gets, or the future leaders are being generated, they are being created, they are being evolved. And it's a very satisfying field to be it. And I think educators are also equally soldiers of the country, because they are preparing the army which will carry forward the entire nation, not only the nation, even they are also preparing the global citizens. And the beauty of education as an industry is that the student is into our hands with so much of faith, and so much can be done with them. And equally, the student holds us also to progress further. And equally, it gives us the challenge each day that we as an educator also have to be better so that we can make best out of these students. So it's a very satisfying field. It's a very enterprising field. Education as a sector is very social into nature also. And now I think of late, with the era India is entering in, it's becoming more corporate oriented also, wherein we have to keep on accepting the challenges. Pandemic is one challenge which education as an industry has taken up very well. So I think it's a wonderful sector to work in. Out of all the sectors that I worked in, specifically my heart is with education as a sector.
Well, that's great, ma'am. That's great to hear about it, actually. So, ma'am, we would like to know, and the viewers also would like to know, what are the efforts behind the establishing such a successful college, and how do you plan to take it to greater heights?
So, Pune Business School runs on a very simple philosophy. The philosophy is that we want to be student-centric. So we call ourselves the institute for the students, by the students, and of the students. And we practice it each day when we start our day. So success is not something which has come into a day. It's so little steps that we are taking each day. It started 35 years back when a visionary like S.B. Patil sir came up into the education and thought of opening up the world of education to this area or this side of Pune. And then each day we are progressing, each day we are imbibing new fields, each day we are innovating as educators. And Pune Business School is one such effort of the entire trust. And when it comes to what efforts we are taking, I think one simple effort that we take is behind each decision that we are taking. The student is the center focus of that each decision that is taken by everyone into the trust, including Pune Business School. So I think that makes it very, very unique. So when the student is the focus, the entire ideas, the entire innovations, the entire thought process only lies with the development of those students. So this is how we are making a difference into the lives of these students. And that's how our methodologies, our pedagogies, the way we deal with the student makes it as unique. And that's, I think, that hand-holding part of the student is what we are innovating each day into different manners. And every activity that we do reflects it, always.
We'll move to the next question, ma'am. Thank you so much for this brief I'm pretty sure that you will definitely take this institute to the greater heights in near future. Also, what would be your ideal school environment and how would you encourage that kind of culture?
School in the sense schooling?
Yeah, no, not as schooling. We are talking about this institute and the colleges.
About the school.
Yeah.
Subodh, gone are the days when education was creating managers or creating skilled labor, which was meant for factories era. Now we are, industry 4.0 is over, industry 5.0 is almost over. We are probably might not enter industry 6.0, we might jump onto industry 7.0. So right now when we keep on, and PBS is an institute where is a lot of interaction with the corporates keeps on happening of the institute as well as of the students. So one common feedback that we get from all the students and all the corporates always is that we are not looking for students who are very, very highly skill ready, because the skills of today become irrelevant probably a year down the line. And the way India and the world is advancing technologically, I really feel that we can't be preparing these students for skills that we will be able to foresee multiple years down the line. So we have to prepare them for a simple thing, that is learning, unlearning, and then relearning always. So here at Pune Business School, we want to mold our students for the real VUCA world, wherein we want them to be adept and agile enough to be learning a skill, and adept and agile enough also to be unlearning the same skill and relearning another skill. So that self-learning awareness, self-learning how to motivate yourself to keep on upskilling is one skill that we want to imbibe into each and every student of ours. And more than that, we want to develop an attitude of ensuring that the learning is happening into an ethical and integral manner. So this self-governance is very, very important. So the moment we as an institute are able to imbibe those qualities of integrity, ethics, then self-governance, then I think the world will be a better place. So this is how we as an institute are trying to create that small difference maybe, but yeah, this is how we are growing as an institute, and every activity that we do is centered, student-centric, but along with that it's also very, very ethically bounded, very, very integral.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am, answering that question. I have two more questions again. So what goals do you have in your mind for your institution for the next few years?
Okay. So for the next few years, the goals that we have for the institute is that we want to create more entrepreneurs over here. So that the ecosystem of entrepreneurship as well as entrepreneurship both we are highly working to develop that particular critical thinking into the students. So all our activities are again aligned so that the institute becomes very entrepreneurship by nature. And when I say entrepreneurship, I really would like to clarify myself over here. I do not want each and every of my student to come up with a startup. Even you can be in the organization and have the mindset and agility and also have the attitude to take up the ownership of that organization wherein you are and innovate to the levels that you take ownership itself. And going forward, we want to have many exchange programs into the institute. We want to have more foreign collaborations, which already we have 22 MOUs with various foreign universities of various parts of the world. So our students have opportunities to exchange themselves with the summer schools of these different universities. We are also having foreign tours for the students, which are educational foreign tours with them. But then our more higher aspirations are that we want to collaborate more with these universities, wherein not only our students go over there, we also want the exchange of other cultures coming down into the Pune Business School also. So a very, very high ambition is going global for us. And again, as I keep on saying, and another one aspiration that we have as an institute is that behind every activity we do each and every day, we want to make the environment more holistic into nature, and we want to ensure that the governance, the integrity, the ethics, the agility, the power to unlearn, relearn keeps on reflecting and imbibing into the nature of my students who are over here. So this is the short-term goal, medium-term goal, any term goal you may call it, but the goal is that we want to be very, very student-focused and student-centered.
Well, like you got a really nice plan for the future actually for this institute. Ma'am, my last question is to you. Like being a dean of this institute, what suggestions would you like to give to the current youth and the aspiring students?
I think one, I don't call it a suggestion, but one belief I want to give to all the students across all the places around the globe is that you all are wonderful and you all are unique. Only thing I think we need to do is probably believe that you are capable of making it happen. And once that belief comes that I can make it happen, then it actually happens. I'll just sum it up into one simple thing that सीढ़ियां उन्हें मुबारक हो जिन्हें छत तक जाना है, आपकी मंजिल आसमान के आगे है, रास्ता हम सबको मिलकर बनाना है. So this is what I would like to tell all the youth. Each and every one of them is special in their own unique ways. And I'm very, very sure that each and every one of them is going to shine into their own unique ways. The only thing they need to have is focus, attitude. Abilities are there, but they just have to believe that they are able to. And I think there's no stopping.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am, for this inspirational word. Actually, I think I can get some inspiration from these words as well. Well, thank you so much, ma'am, for this interview, for the session, and thank you so much again for your valuable time. And I appreciate again. I hope to connect you soon again and have many more interviews with you.
Always.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you
so much for taking our time. Thank you so much for interviewing, and it was lovely conversing with you.
Yeah.
All the very best.